Check, check, 1, 2, check, check. Check, check, 1, 2, check, check. All right. Peace and blessings, family. This is Dixon here with the Grand Rising Collective podcast, morning edition. So if you have been living under a rock, in a cave, in a sound deprivation chamber, then you might not be aware that a lot of people are freaking out. A number of people in other countries are being infected by what is known as the coronavirus. So hopefully people are taking the precautions, those precautions to be mindful of how a virus spreads. Wash your hands, which should be customary. It should be the standard. Wash your hands. After you go to the bathroom, wash your hands. Sure, really, before you go to the bathroom, wash your hands. Then you go to the bathroom and then wash your hands again. Getting on trains, buses, planes, wash your hands, hand sanitizer. But I think what's very, very important that people aren't getting into are the internal, the tangibles and the intangibles of what's happening in America and globally right now. Let's start with the virus in itself, right? A lot of misinformation is being passed around, people getting frantic, worried, and things like that. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be cautious, but to worry and over-worry and re-worry is just, it's really wasting your energy, okay? You should be very vigilant on finding out as much information about this virus as you can. And for the information that I found up to the point that it's not as lethal as people are proclaiming it or thinking that it is, that it's not an automatic death sentence, that if you have been taking care of yourself physically, as far as what you're eating, what you're thinking, what you're doing, what environment you are in, then you are very much less likely to get it. And if you do happen to get it, then you won't have it for such a long time. You may have it for a few days, whether in a few weeks. It's very much for those people who have respiratory deficiencies, like respiratory illnesses, deal with the lungs, like bronchitis, asthma. Those people who have other debilitating diseases, may have heart disease, could be others dealing with lymphatic system. So this is a time for us to really come together and really help each other and not be so individualistic or so greedy. I mean, like, people are running in the stores and buying massive amounts of toilet paper. What's that about? Like, tell me what's that about? Tell me what's going on with that, because I don't get it. What have you all been eating, or what do you all eat on a daily basis, especially with now where you're going to be mostly in the house, that you're going to be going to the toilet that much, where you're going to be just, doing number twos like crazy, you know what I mean? Like, what are you eating? Please tell me so I can maybe avoid it. I mean, it's good to stay regular. I mean, like, that's not to be crass, family, but you're supposed to be going to the bathroom every day. They said for every meal you eat, you're supposed to be going to the bathroom. So if you're eating a meal and you're not going to the bathroom, that means you got a whole bunch of stuff up in you that needs to be coming out. And that could be part of your disease. They said a lot of disease starts in the colon. A lot of disease starts in your intestinal tract, because when your body absorbs the food and it has used it, what doesn't discard gets reabsorbed. So you're reabsorbing fecal matter into your bloodstream, which is causing chaos in your body. It's causing a malfunction, dis-ease. It's causing dis-ease. That's what disease is about. Your body as not at ease. So dis-ease, not at ease. So, these are just simple things, family, that we need to do. There's no time to panic. Panic is for those who are very unaware, and it's legit. Like, when you don't know something and you don't know that you know something, that's when anxiety comes in. For those who are misinformed or misguided, and in reference of those who don't have, like us, like people who don't have the information readily available, they don't know what to think. Like, and no one's really coming to them, like no political figures, i.e. our president in here in America, like no one's coming to us and saying like, okay, people, here's what we're dealing with. Now, I think the previous president, Obama, would have done that for whatever reasons worth. He would have done that. But this newer president, he's not doing that. He might be just adding to the flames, like adding fire to the flames or adding logs on the fire. Like it may not be logs, maybe twigs, but he's not doing anything to quell it. Whereas I think our previous president was not perfect by any means, but he would have at least tried to quell some of that fire. You know what I'm saying? And fire, what I mean by that, family, metaphorical fire, meaning like the panic, the hysteria around the coronavirus. So we have to be very mindful about that. And these are just times that we really need to pull together and really come to a place of information, seek out information, and also seek out those people who will help to guide you through these troubled times. I mean, like, you got to think about, like, my generation, like, the older generation has been through a hell of a lot of stuff. Like, they've been through Jim Crowism. They've been through the Red Scare, McCarthyism. They've been through all the wars, World War II, Korean War, Vietnam War. Man, what else, man? The gas hikes in the early 70s, the 80s with Reaganomics and the crack era. Then you go into like the different wars, like they said, again, the Cold War, Iran War, Iraq War. With Y2K, I went through Y2K. That was pretty interesting and kind of scary in a sense because, you know, you're young, you don't really know that much. And that's why it's up for us adults to set the tone for the younger folks to say, look, you know, these are trying times, but we will get through these. You know, here's what's really happening. Here's what's going on. Here's how we need to prepare, or here's how we have been preparing up until this point. So it allows people to give them an insight on what's going on and allows to kind of calm some people's nerves. It's not to say you shouldn't be worried or scared, but not scared to the point where you're in hysteria, because in hysteria, nothing gets done. Like, you think you're doing something well, but you're really going against your better judgment. You're not able to think. Your mind is not clear. There's no clarity there. Right. And then there's lack of faith. There's heavy lack of faith. So for the people who are very religious and spiritual, this is where your faith kicks in. This is where all those prayers and things that you've been doing up to this point come to fruition. You know, like this is where the rubber meets the road as far as those who say they're about that life, and not religious and spiritual, but just people who are, you know, doing the work in the communities and people who are on the grounds doing the stuff every day. There's people that have been feeding the homeless, taking care of the elderly every day. And this is where they shine because of their practices of doing these things and helping people. They're already in that mindset. They're already in that mode of giving instead of taking, you know, reference of toilet paper. I mean, like, for real, like, people need to get the facts, find credible sources to get the facts, and then move accordingly. You know, like, people are moving they're too hyper emotional. It's not saying you should not be emotional, because we're all emotional beings and creatures. It's that when you get too emotional is when it gets to be an issue, a problem. So that's my, really just my observation, family. And, you know, I hope you and your family are doing well during these times. Again, rely on each other during these times. This is the time where family and friends and and people who are close to us really matter. And this is where we come together and come up with a plan and solution and help to love more one another, take care of each other. Like, it's very important. Like, this is what our society and community is supposed to be about. Community is supposed to be about communal. It's supposed to be about us learning and helping one another, not tearing down, not causing chaos and confusion, not hoarding certain things. It's about really sharing and make sure your fellow brother and sister, your fellow man and woman are doing as well as you are, you know? And again, it's not just giving people things, but it's doing things for people, you know? Think about things that people have done for you in your trying times and how that made you feel. And also how people treated you like garbage or crap during those trying times, or played you shady during those trying times. How did that feel? So we all have to remind, this is all a reminder for all of us to be more vigilant, but also calm, right? Seek the information and allow ourselves to not only help ourselves, but help others. All right. So on that note, family, peace and love and blessings to everyone. All right. Leave a comment down below, share, subscribe, like if this has any value to you. We're doing the GRC podcast today. So check that out. I'll be doing more posts, some like this, some not like this. But I just want to share that with you all because for those who rock with me, I want to let you know that I'm good, my fam is good, and hopefully you're good too. And if not, you will be good. Have faith, right? Have that mind, right? That your mind. Make sure that's locked and doing well, and everything else will work itself out. All right. Peace and love.